What do these scores both have in common? They were both approved to buy a car. Stay tuned in to find out why. One of the most nerve-wracking things that Americans can do today, or really anybody in the world, but especially in the US, is to go to a dealership and buy a car. It's nerve-wracking. It's something that it gives a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people anxiety. They think about the negotiations. They think about, are they getting the right one? How many dealerships should go to? Should they go online and look first? All these different things. PRN News said this about buying a car. 52% of Americans feel anxious or uncomfortable when visiting a car dealership. CNBC says that 51.44 million people in the US has a credit score under 600. So why does these credit scores matter on why people are uncomfortable or anxious about buying a car? Look at this statistic from caranddriver.com. Most used auto loans go to borrowers with minimum credit scores of 675. For new auto loans, most borrowers have scores of around 730. The minimum credit score needed for a new car may be around 600, but those with excellent credit often get lower rates and lower monthly payments. More people have a fear of not getting approved for an auto loan, so therefore they don't want to go because they think that they can't get approved, that they can't get approved with a car, and that they won't be able to get something done. So it really goes down to a fear of rejection. They don't want to be told no. Nobody likes being told no. But just because you have a credit score that's under 675 or even closer to that 600 and maybe even below, does that automatically mean that you cannot buy a car because you are considered to have a low credit score? The answer is more complicated than what you think. How do I know this? Because I used to be in the auto industry. I used to sell the cars. I used to help the people. I have helped people from a wide variety of credit scores get into cars. I've helped 3 people in a day, which I know many people on here who are car salesmen has done it. I've helped many people within a month. So I've seen many, many, many different car buying scenarios. So let me give you a couple different tips on what you can do to increase your odds of being able to get into a car if your credit score is not that great. Let's go. The first tip is make sure you got some money down. Listen, in the car industry, one of the things that they said all the time, and I heard when I first got into the industry, was cash is king. Cash is king, money talks, whatever, saying you want to use. The more money you had to put down, the better chance you had of getting approved. When I would go up to the desk and I would present an offer or, have my manager pull credit for someone, if they didn't have a lot of credit before they even looked at the credit score, the manager would ask how much money they got down. So, why is it so important? Without getting real deep into it, let me say this, is that money reduces the amount financed. The money also means that in the bank's eyes, you are more secure, you are more reliable, because people who have money down are seen to be more wise with their money. So they are more likely to give you a loan for $10, $15, $20, $30, $40,000 if you got money down. Any money helps. $100, we did a deal one time where a person had $100 down, got them approved. So $500, in some cases will work, but it's best as a general rule of thumb, get you $2,000 down. You might not have to use it, but in the worst case scenario, you're going to have 2 stacks ready to apply towards your car loan. Does that mean that you have to have $2,000 down? No, but it's for a worst case scenario. Sometimes you get there, your credit's not good, you know it's not good, and guess what? They get you approved at 0 down. You never know until you get there. Tip number 2, you have to be ready for a higher payment. Listen, life happens sometimes, and because life happens, things hit us when we least expect it, whatever the circumstances may be. Because of that, our credit takes the blunt force of those circumstances, and you have a lower credit score, and you're in the rebuilding stage. We understand that. The majority of America understands that because the majority of America has been in that position. But with that being said, when you have a higher credit score, there is several ways that unfortunately you are probably going to have to pay the price while you're in the process of rebuilding your credit. One of those ways is higher interest rates, shorter terms, which means higher payments. Also, side note, sometimes subprime credit lenders will also require you to have gap insurance as an additive protective measure for their assets that they are loaning out to you. So, you have to be prepared for you to have basically higher payments. Don't go in there expecting that you're going to get a $40,000 car with zero down at a payment of $425 a month, because it's not going to happen, and most likely the car dealership's not going to take you seriously. You want them to take you as an educated individual that is ready to do business. If they make the right deal, then you're going to come up with the right stipulations. You have to be ready to pay more money. Are you always going to have to pay top dollar for this? No. Your credit will be rebuilt, and guess what? Once it's rebuilt, those interest rates go down, those payment terms go longer, which I don't always recommend, and that means your payment will get lower. My third tip, just try it. Listen, I understand there is anxiety behind going and buying a car, especially when you feel like your credit is not where it needs to be. But you will never know the answer, whether it be no or yes, until you go and try. You have to go and try. You could go there and things could be a whole lot better than what you expected. I've seen people where their credit score was below 500 and they got approved for a vehicle. I've seen people where they had a 730 credit score and they did not get approved. So you really don't know for 100% surety whether you're going to get approved or denied. But what I can tell you is you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So to be honest with you, the worst that could happen is they say no, or you need more money down. If that's the case, at least you know where you're working with. If they say no, there's always other options, which I can talk about in other videos. So guys, listen, do you have to have good credit to buy a car? The answer is no. Guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I've got many different videos that are getting ready to drop. I love you guys. See you later.